Good morning from UPES campus. I'm Dr. Sujata Bali. I'm here to present a webinar on BBA LLB honors course, which specializes in banking, finance, and insurance. I'll take up all the questions towards the end of the webinar. To start with this webinar, last year also I had done the same topic webinar where we were planning to introduce this course. This year we have started with this course, so I'm hoping that the queries will relate more to how we are running the course right now that we have started off. The focus of this webinar will be essentially on why a student of law should specialize in banking, finance, and insurance laws. And secondly, why you should choose COLS, College of Legal Studies at University of Petroleum and Energy Studies to have this course. So to start with the first focal point of this particular webinar, which is why you should be choosing banking, finance, and insurance laws as your specialization in the field of law. The answer to that is more of practicality than the reason that why we are not having these courses priorly in various universities. Banking as a subject of law emerged at a later 90s when we can recognize is that everyone realized the need to essentially study banking law separately from the basic laws like contracts or uh, services laws otherwise which are applicable in public sector. So the need has emerged because there is a practical need in the society. The more we are moving towards, let's say, present concept of demonetization or digitization, the impetus to the banking sector is making it important for us to understand the law relating to the banking sector and the other financial services. The same is the case with insurance laws. Insurance laws are important because the more we are moving towards a society wherein finance or money can meet most of your needs or can provide you security. So insurance has come up as a big alternative to the traditionally Indian concepts of living wherein security is provided by family, but right now people are moving towards security through insurance policies. So in that case, we do understand that when we have more nuclear families, no more dependence on insurance, the need of people specializing in insurance laws will also increase. So to start with, one thing that I want to insist again is that banking and insurance laws have got impetus, got importance, larger beneficial role for a law student from the point of view of the changes that are happening in the 21st century. So it's more of technological advancements, the social changes that are leading to these specialization. However, to come back to the specialization directly, that philosophically or theoretically why this specialization is required is that because banking, financial, and insurance has always been an independent sector. So in the entire economy, there has been a special sector which has been called as BFSI. So it's an industry term that is used in the market, wherein they refer to banking, financial services, and insurance in one breath, known as BFSI. So BFSI is a term given by the industry, the financial industry itself, whereby it provides a range of financial products and services. So usually it comprises of commercial banks, insurance companies, non-banking financial companies, also known as NBFCs, cooperatives, cooperative societies and banks, pension funds, mutual funds, and other similar financial entities. To further give out more on this definition, what can be understood is that anything that relates to money or essentially the services that are directly related with money will be covered by BFSI. Looking at the background of this program that UPS has started, there is a growth. There is a growth in the globally. There's a fast growth in economic status of individuals in the world and India particularly. So the emerging economy that India is, there is a need to understand the emerging laws which are coming up to cope with the consistent growth that India has been experiencing in the past. So there has been two reasons for this. One is that economic growth has been very fast, so we are trying to catch up in the sense of law also with the same, and also there has been a tremendous growth in the sense of technology and discoveries, inventions in the past. So whenever there is a development in any nation or in any economy, whether it's economic or scientific or technological, law has to keep up its growth along with the same. So when law tries to do so, there is need of the people who specialize in international trades, investment, banking, insurance, finance, So there is a need of legal experts who are moving away from the conventional understanding of law in these terms of criminal law, labor law, corporate laws, who are specializing more in consonance with the scientific and technological advancements. So that's the need of this program that UPS we felt at UPS, and College of Legal Studies has come up with the specialization wherein there is BBA, which is the bachelor's program for commerce students on the same line, integrated with the LLB, and the LLB part is focusing on banking, financial services, and insurance. So there are very few law schools which are imparting courses in this said areas, but has been the element of this course available or present at many of the universities. So they will be teaching a course on, let's say they are taking up, if you are taking up BALLB somewhere, so you will be learning about banking and insurance, let's say around for 1 month in one go. But herein we have scattered the entire banking, financial services and insurance laws throughout 3 years for you, the specialization part of the course. So then the need is here is specialization, creating legal experts in the field, not just generic lawyers that are already available through various law schools in India as well. Now, COLS has always been a multidisciplinary law school. So we started off in the first place with specialization in energy laws, then we moved to corporate laws, IPR, cyber laws. So we have been a leader in that sense that we have been introducing the courses which have been ahead of times. The BBA LLB course in specialization in banking, finance, and insurance laws is also one of the same trend. Herein we are also focusing on the need of the industry and trying to complement, get our students ready for the few upcoming requirements of the banking and insurance sector. Now, specialized programs are why specialize in a particular field when you have a generic course, and then later on you can choose your specialization, let's say while doing your LLM or your practice. Through your practice also you develop your specialization. In law there is no end to creating a specialization at any point of time in your life. So the need for an individual to start after 10 plus 2 directly and specialize in banking, financial and insurance is uh, is in agreement with the growth of the banking and insurance sector. In the past, when you opened up FDI in the insurance sector, when we are promoting demonetization, sorry, we are promoting digitization, and then we are saying that go more towards a technological support to the banking sector, then there is a requirement to understand the legal aspects related to the same. So the more the industry grows, the more will be the requirement. And then right now, because we are in that phase where we have moved immediately from the traditional banking setup to the modern technologically advanced banking setup, and the same ways it applies to the insurance sector, where we have moved from a closed insurance sector to an open to FDI insurance sector. The need of the people, legal people who understand the legal implications of such policy decisions at the higher level and their implications on the day-to-day lives of individuals will always be there. So it will be required at the conventional trial stages of the courts and also at the policy making level. So there is a range of opportunities that are required, that are present for the person who is specializing in the field of banking, financial or insurance sector. Now, the another area of exposure or requirement for this particular specialization is that because we have decided after liberalization to be an open economy, there is a constant upcoming trend on behalf of MNCs in India. So now whenever a multinational company come in India, it has two concerns. One is the culture, work culture that it will have to adapt to in India, and also the legal framework that it will have to adopt. So whenever there is a merger of banks, there is an advancement in merger in the insurance sector, there will be need of the people who will be specializing in this field. And this course will help you specialize in the field. To start off, your degree will itself tell the people that this degree is going to give you basic idea about the developments in the insurance sectors and in banking sector, and that will give you an edge over and above a generic course of law, BALLB or any other course. Now, the program objective for us when we started it off in last year is 2016 is that uh, create legal experts in the field of law and equip them with the upgraded knowledge in national and international regulatory framework of banking, insurance, and finance. Now, because in a globalized world, there, you can never say that I do not know about it because I studied law in this particular place. You are supposed to know. It's a very ambitious thing to do, but then that's the expectation from any lawyer right now, that you are supposed to be a globally local lawyer. So if you're even if you're practicing in a particular district court, you are supposed to know what's happening at the international level, because it will have implication on your practice at the local level as well. So when we have experts who have the knowledge, the traditional knowledge, in the sense that who have the basic fundamentals clear about the practices, and also people who have the upgraded knowledge as it is being upgraded on day-to-day basis in the industry, that helps the customers or the clients of the banking companies and the individual lawyers in understanding and in realizing that this particular specialization is of great help. Now, in particularly to give a brief idea here to you, last year one of the major Supreme Court judgments were with respect to the Negotiable Instruments Act, which is in particularly with respect to checks. So check is an instrument which everyone uses, and when he or she uses it, then there is a inherent knowledge that there is some law applicable on that. But what is that law? How does that apply? What is the present position of law? This is to be known to the students of this particular course, and that will give your client and confidence that you have approached the person having the right specialization regarding their concerns. The same is the case with the larger clients like banking companies or insurance companies or financial companies. Where all you can go after having this degree, there's the sky's the limit, I guess, if that is a limit at all. So you have litigation as a conventional option open. I was talking of that already in an example. Then there is judiciary. In judiciary also there has been a consistent upgradation of the judges, or the special support programs have been run for the judges to understand the new technologies that in the field of especially crimes relating to cyber world. So in case there is a credit card fraud or there's internet banking fraud, there is a requirement of the judges who understand how the entire system works and understand how the information technology laws are applied to the same. So that's always an edge to a judge. Corporate legal divisions have people who specialize in the banking, financial and insurance sectors, especially the companies which are providing insurance services or banking services or financial services need people who specialize in banking, insurance and finance. Law firms have their diverse departments as well. Now, law firms can give you more options as well, but then because of the emerging requirements of the companies being stuck in the issues of banking, insurance, and finance, the law firms are also getting a lot of business in this field. So they are thinking, and most of them have created special departments which deal with banking and financial services. Legal departments of financial institution and banks, they are in the greatest need of this specialization. A reason being that in their day-to-day working, they will need support of people who understand the law involving, let's say, as simple as a task as creating and establishing a new ATM or issuing a check or dishonoring a check. All these things are in day-to-day life or daily business of these banks and financial institutions. So once that's their daily business, the job requirement is also there. Arbitration, mediation, and negotiation has been a consistent part of the alternative to the present judicial system. So there will be disputes which will be going to the courts all the time, but then there will be certain disputes which people would like to resolve through alternative dispute resolution mechanism. In that alternative dispute resolution mechanism, arbitration, mediation, and negotiation appear. So in this case, if a let's take an example of a banking company and an insurance company. They are in a trouble in a legal issue involved. In that case, they want a faster and alternative mechanism to resolve it, not through the courts, but through alternative mechanism. So they go for arbitration, mediation, and negotiation. So that will be a task, that is a task of every lawyer to help their clients resolve the dispute in a most amicable way. So in that case, that also opens up an opportunity apart from being part of the traditional legal system or the traditional court system. You can also choose to specialize in ADR mechanism and then use your specialization in banking, insurance, and finance to accentuate the process at the ADR mechanism. Higher studies and academics, etc., are always open as an option to the any law student. However, in case of banking, insurance, and finance, it is particularly important because there is a lack of faculty also who specialize in this particular area. So if even if you choose to, after doing your law graduation, if you choose to go further for higher studies, this specialization that you have gained at the undergraduate level will definitely help you at the postgraduate level and the levels beyond that as well. Now let's look at COLS, College of Legal Studies, where we are offering this course, integrated course on law and banking and finance and insurance, and the BBA. In this upcoming slides, I will be sharing with you the quality objectives, the college structures, the programs that we offer, how do we take on the teaching, learning, and evaluation process. What is the feedback on faculty? What are our achievements of our students, or slightly about faculty development? What we are doing to ensure that the faculty also grows along with the students every year, and then what we are planning to do ahead for the college. So UPS was initially set up with an idea of having domain-specific education. So initially, as the name itself suggests, we are University of Petroleum and Energy Studies. So we do specialize in petroleum and energy studies, which was a need felt that an earlier time that we don't have enough courses in India which gives this specialization to the students. So we started off therein. In 2007, UPS started a College of Legal Studies with the idea of ensuring that the same specialization that UPS has been offering through its engineering courses is also made available to the law students. So right now, presently, we are specializing in the field of energy laws, corporate laws, taxation laws, cyber laws, intellectual property laws, banking and financial laws, labor laws, and criminal laws. So the idea at the bottom of it is that any specialization which can benefit the student at a greater length in future. So instead of being generic, let's be specialized. Vision and mission of UPES is clear, is dictated through these terms. We want to be an institution of global standing for developing professionally competent talent, contributing to nation building. So we have a global vision which is local. So we are globally local in that sense, that we are looking at the national requirement. We are nation builders of university also. We are known by that name as well. So in that case, we are looking at how our outputs or our outcome of teachings, that is our students, go ahead and help in developing India at the global level. In the mission part, we look at the various requirements that we have set out for ourselves, that is creating focused professionals, giving world-class education. We want to also allow the students to develop in their professional as well as personal fields. So for that purpose, we create an environment where training, research and development, consultancy, in interactions between faculty and students, networking between stakeholders, professional ethics, transparency, accountability at all levels, and environmental sustainability and reciprocal relationship of the students with the society is encouraged. So what we are doing here is that we are trying to provide you specialization, but with an idea what the society will take out of it. At the College of Legal Studies, the core objectives of the college are to advance understanding of law and legal institutions, to further justice under the rule of law. Now, has always been and will always be the focal point for any law college. So we are not shying away from that. So in providing justice to the parties, whether it's in the sector of finance or banking, or it's in the field of fundamental rights, the idea of a legal institution always emerges towards that end. Now, to go beyond the indispensable basic instruction in legal reasoning, we also want the students to understand how they can change the understanding of law in the changing context. So there are basic courses in the law which are required by BCI and which are required by any person who wants to study law at all. But then beyond that, we are also looking at the changing context. So banking, finance and insurance sector is an example wherein we have understood the fundamentals, indispensable part of the law through contracts and the laws of indemnity. But then we have moved on to understand the changing context in the society and try to prepare our students for the same. So in case of what we have taken upon ourselves, what we try to do is that we try to make our students who are productive leaders, who are professionals, who are personally fulfilled, and who are enjoying a greater status in the field of particularly energy laws, corporate law, taxation laws, IPR, cyber laws. So we have been producing students who are specializing in this field, and the next aim is to go ahead with the same for the banking and insurance sector as well. So in case we want to do that, we need a faculty which has the expertise in this field, and which is also ready to mold itself to the growing or the changing requirements of the legal world particularly. So in this case we are trying to create within UPS the faculty which is globally renowned for the kind of research work they are doing, for the kind of teaching initiatives that they are taking, and in this case, to have a greater advantage for both the faculty and the students, we try to create an intellectually challenging or stimulating environment in a community sense, wherein the people understand the analytical, interpersonal, and teamwork skills which are essential for the professional and personal success of both the faculty and the students. Now, to look at the face of all the courses that we carry out right now. So in 2007, we introduced the specialization in energy laws. It's a 5-year course. This list carries out the name of all the undergraduate courses that we have right now. So we first started off with energy laws, then we started off with corporate laws, moved on to cyber laws and intellectual property laws in 2011, and 2014 we introduced a specialization of in integration by Bachelor of Commerce and Law, become LLB in taxation laws. And in 2016, that's the latest integration that we have carried out. That's for BA LLB honors for labor and criminal laws, and BBA LLB honors for international trade, investment laws, banking, insurance, and finance. All these are 5-year programs at undergraduate level. We also have the master's program wherein we give specialization in international laws, international trade, international energy laws, all these, which is a 1-year course. But then to start with this particular webinar, we are focusing on the undergraduate courses. So the enlisted ones are the right now currently running programs in College of Legal Study. Now, when you choose to go ahead with the specialization that we introduced last year, I want you to keep in mind that you are going to learn these subjects as a credit course. That means that we will be teaching you in classroom, we'll be taking exams on the same, we'll be asking you to prepare projects on the same. So an entire exercise will be done through which your intellectual growth in these areas is ensured. So apart from the regular courses that you will have, like any other law students would have, with generally speaking, constitution, torts, contracts, company law, and everything else, this is what will fetch you the specialization in case of banking, finance, and insurance. So the courses are enlisted here. Number one is e-banking and the law, because of the digitization movement that India is undergoing right now. This has become extremely relevant. Though we have stepped on in the context of technological advancement, wherein we have made up our mind that we will be at par in providing banking services to our citizens, like the citizens of the world-class countries, the developed countries. But then when it comes to law, is our law ready to take up the challenge that will be thrown once the technologies merge with the basic requirements of the people? There is a lot of scope of growth in e-banking, electronic banking, and the law. The same will be taught to you in the specialization area. Looking at bankruptcy and insolvency, and there is a slight background for the same as well. In 2016, we had the Special Banking and Insolvency Code passed by the Parliament, which simply signifies the importance that not having money, which sometimes law has to cater to. So in a developing economy, looking at to the growth of money, equally important is the element that if people don't have money, their enterprise should not be affected thereby. So bankruptcy and insolvency deals with the procedure whereby if there is a situation that a person, individual, or institution does not have the money to meet all its liability, the procedure has to be convenient and friendly to both the debtors and creditors. So with the new laws, this particular la- area of concern of law has become all the more important to be studied. Money market currency and exchange rates is an essential part of banking activities, though it can go beyond that as well. Money market is a market wherein money is sold and bought. So there is a market out there like securities market wherein you can buy and sell money. So in that market, how does it work? Who regulates it? What are the present laws or regulatory framework for the same? Is an interesting read as well as very relevant to understand that the money that you deposit in your banks, where further, what happens later on to that. So that will be very interesting for you to study once you take up the specialization. International banking, international finance and risk and management is need of the hour. So I initially at the start of the course also I told you that once you are in any field right now, because of globalization there are no borders as such. So when you don't know who you will be working for, whether that will be an international entity or a national entity or a local entity, but the fact remains that whatever happens globally also affects locally. So in that case, international banking, international finance and risk management has an important role in understanding the Indian economy per se and the Indian banking and insurance sector as well. Now, law of life insurance and general insurance will also be taught specifically to you. Insurance, with the recent developments in the FDI, when we have allowed foreign direct investment in the insurance sectors, after saying for many years that insurance sector has to be under control of government, there has been a lot of sea change in the sector itself and the laws relating to the same. So the laws relating to insurance sector has been consistent, but the sector has been growing phenomenally. So essentially you can get insurance for anything, but then when there is a dispute between insurance companies and the person who has taken up the insurance, the problem starts. And when the problem starts, we need people who have specialization in that field. So these are few of the specialized courses that we are going to teach you in this particular course, and these will be the courses that you are going to look forward to in your entire 5-year course. In case we, during the time of teaching you all these courses, we feel that and there is a need in the industry or in the market with respect to upgrade the courses, we have regular faculty meeting, consultative committee meeting, board of studies and academic council to ensure that the courses that are being taught to you are upgraded well within time. So we will not teach you anything that is stale, that we will not let you not be taught anything which is relevant to you. So that process is in place. So in case we feel in future that there is more courses required in this field, the same will be done. Now, in case of how do we do it, I'll just give you a briefly an input on that. We always try to develop the application-based approach in all our programs. So banking and finance and insurance laws is not an exception to the same. So application-based as in we will try to see what are the problems arising in this field, and then we will try to teach you or help you learn the legal aspects of those problems, and then try to create an environment wherein you are best equipped to learn all these, learn and to help the society at large at a later point of time in resolving those issues. Multidisciplinary approach has also been the same. Whenever we teach you any particular course, we do not teach you only the legal aspects, but the practical aspects related with the same. So that's why the integration of BBA with the banking, finance, and insurance, because the BBA will teach you about consumer behavior, behavior of consumers of banking services, behavior of consumer of insurance services. BBA will also teach you about the accounting principles, how to look at the accounts of banks and insurance companies, and the law will teach you. Once you have that added information with you or added knowledge with you, with the help of BBA, to culminate into resolving, most effectively resolving the legal disputes involved in case of banking, finance, and insurance sector. How do we go about ensuring that you learn the most in application based and multidisciplinary way? There are two ways of doing so. Firstly is at the interaction level between the students and the faculty. So we have particular styles of teaching which have been recognized worldwide, known as Socratic method or case study method, and similar methods which provide for active student participation. So that means you are part of the class. You are not being just lectured upon, you are a part of the class. And then when you are part of the class, there is an exchange of ideas between the faculty and the students. And when that happens, it's a two-way process, and that helps you learn the most, and eventually grow in the individual that you will become in this particular field. Now, we also have a standard practice of having course plans. The course plan will teach you what is to be taught in a particular course from the first day to the last day. So at the end of start of the semester, you will know what will happen at the end of the semester. So that's makes helps you get ready for all the events that are going to take place within that particular course. Let's say in test or an internal evaluation through your presentation or projects or viva. Everything is known to you, so that helps you to plan your activities and plan your interest in a particular area to shape up with the help of the course plan. There is an e-portals, electronic portals known as learner management system, which offers student and faculty to interact even beyond the scheduled classroom hours. So there is LMS, which helps you get in touch with the faculty as per the requirement, and saves a lot of time of the students, that they don't have to wait for another day to see the faculty and then keep up their doubts with them. There is a feedback system on teaching, which helps the teacher also grow, in a sense that we get to know that where we have not been able to reach to the corners of your mind, and then we try to grow in that area. However, it also helps you to understand the this teaching techniques that a teacher has been adopted, and if the course plan and the teaching has been in consonance, then it is best in the interest of the faculty as well as student to ensure that this is a kind of a check that okay, what you have promised, have you delivered that or not. So there is continuous student performance assessment as well. So there means that the way you will be evaluating the teacher, whether he or she has been successful in teaching you what she has promised, then in that case there is also a continuous student evaluation, through in which we take help of quizzes, we take help of written tests, we take help of presentations, we take help of discussions in the classroom, to ensure that the students are not sticking to the examination time only for learning, but it's a continuous process which goes on through the entire semester and through 5 years in the end. The teaching style that we have adopted at UPS and COLS is industry oriented teaching. So what we are essentially trying to do here is that we are looking at the demand of the market, and then we are trying to inculcate the essential teaching basics or the essential learning requirements of the industries in our courses. For that, we keep upgrading our course plans, we keep upgrading our syllabi, and we also keep upgrading our classroom teaching style. And for that, there is a faculty is always promoted to go to various seminars, workshops, wherein we also learn new styles of teachings, and something that is being experienced worldwide is helpful in ensuring that the students learn best. COLS and the local Dehradun bar also collaborates for teaching procedural law courses. There has been a consistent experience in the past that in teaching the procedural laws, the practicing advocates are doing a better job. So in that case, if anyone is available within the vicinity and is available at a farthest corner, but then is accessible, is ready to come here, we are more welcoming them more than anything to be part of the teaching faculty at the COLS as a guest faculty or any other basis. Use of digital databases is something that UPS has been striving for a very long time. So instead of having the limitation of a 9 to 5 library or 9 to 6 library, or extended up to 9 to 8 p.m. library, we are focusing on the availability of all the information to the students 24/7. So in that ways, we are trying to convert the physical libraries into digital libraries. In that effort, in the coming up PPT, I will show you the resources that are already available with the law library. Orientation towards blended learning techniques. What we are trying to achieve here is that we are looking at classroom teaching plus online teaching. So what we are trying to do is that the things that need not be repeated in the class, and some things which can be learned by a person without an individual's help, they are to be dispensed with, and they are to be diverted through the online medium, and the rest of the things wherein a human touch is required, wherein a deeper understanding of the concepts is required and a faculty is required to do the same should be confined in classroom teaching. So that's the new approach in teaching worldwide, blending learning system, and the same is being adopted at UPS and College of Legal Studies as well. In the teaching learning evaluation process, the next point is the segregation of the evaluation process as per the convenience and the learning pace of the students. So there is semester grade point aggregate, there is a cumulative grade point aggregate system. So that means in every semester, based on the values of the credits that a particular course has been taught, you will get to know your growth every semester as well as cumulatively from the first semester to the final semester. The consistent stress upon the internal assessment has been an essential feature, whereby 50% weightage of your entire evaluation is given to end semester, 20% for the mid-semester examination, both are written exams, and 30% is left for internal assessment. And 30% we have diverse activities, including, as I mentioned earlier as well, quizzes, presentations, discussions, any other thing that you can think of will help you grow in a particular subject. In the case of teaching learning evaluation process, something unique that is being carried out in College of Legal Studies is the dissertation. So dissertation is usually a concept which is left out to the master's students, that is at the LLM level you are supposed to take it up, but then in UPES, the College of Legal Studies, we are allowing the dissertation to be taken up in the final year, which is spread across 2 semesters, whereby there is an mentoring of the students by specialist faculty members. So let's say there is a student of final year who wants to specialize in the field of banking insurance, and I am the faculty who specialize in the field. So irrespective of the fact that we have never met each other during any regular classes, that person can take up the course, the dissertation work under my guidance. So that helps the students to realize his potential in the field of his specialization, because all other courses are to be completed within 6 months. This, because it's spread across 1 year, gives them a larger room, leg space to move beyond the regular teaching, regular learning experience, and to create a specialization of their own choice beyond the general specialization to specific field also can be achieved through this dissertation mechanism. To ensure quality in this dissertation mechanism, we have anti-plagiarism mechanism. You can't copy and paste, and then there is multiple evaluation of the dissertation. There will be many people who will be evaluating your work which you have submitted. There will be external evaluators from the industry and profession, not only just the persons who have guided you through the dissertation. There will be a viva voce to ensure that the work that you are submitting in writing is also complemented by what you have learned in the entire process. And then a timely release of the evaluation results helps you understand whether this particular specialization would you like to further take up in your career in the higher education or in the your field of practice. Generally speaking, we have all long list of accreditations and memberships at UPES. So this is the list displayed right now at the desk. We are recognized by UGC, NAC, Energy Institute UK, DSIR. We are ISO certified, International Association of Universities, Association of Commonwealth Universities, Bar Council of India, and Association of Indian Universities. So this is a list of accreditation and memberships that we have to our credit, to which also lets you know that what we are saying, we are also doing the same thing. Looking at the COLS faculty, one discussion is equally relevant with respect to the same in this webinar, because whichever sources you have, there has to be a human element to make all the sources or the information that is available in books and in databases to you, and that is to be done through faculty only. Faculty is the medium through which the knowledge transforms from the books into the students and from the industry as well. That's what we are trying to do. So we have in the College of Legal Studies proudly the alumni of various renowned institutions, not only nationally but also globally. So we have traditional universities which have produced quality research work in the past. We have the modern national law schools which have produced the a new revolutionary style of teaching of law, case study method, and also we have the foreign universities alumni with us to give you an overall holistic view of the learning in College of Legal Studies. To assist the faculty in doing their job, we have an advisory council which consists of senior advocates, former judges of the High Courts, and senior advocates at the Supreme Court, and the academicians, senior academicians in the field of law as well. So at every level, whenever, wherever a mind thinker, legal thinker in the field of law can help us build a better course for you, the same is being done. In case of particularly taking up the instance of teaching of law subjects, this is a special mention here because in case of teaching and learning in law, there is so much of content and knowledge right now that it may be difficult for a person to incorporate everything that is ongoing in the legal world. So to make sure that the quality of the content is available to you, we try to involve the students through Socratic method in the learning process, and then we ensure that the landmark cases are known to all the students who are taking up a particular case, so that the development of the law through the precedents, what we call them generally, is known to each and every students. And legal skills are also refined on the way. These cases will be given as an assignment to you. These cases may be used as a moot problem for you to develop your mooting skills. These cases may be given for analysis to you. So legal skills, a whole in a manner whereby every aspect of legal skill which is required for understanding the development of legal field are given to the students. Now there are generally a trend that we around 20 case analysis per subject we try to carry out in every course. There is mandatory case brief writing and presentation by the students. So in a way, you in a college environment, you get the opportunities, you get the style of teaching which you will be without any extra efforts practicing after passing out these courses. So what you will be going to do after 5 years, you will be doing, let's say in the second year, starting from the second year itself. In some cases from the first year itself, when you have the intra competitions wherein any first year students can also participate. So it's basically a hands-on training on what you are going to do in future. Let's look at some of the best practices at the COLS which make us stand apart from the rest of the colleges, what we are doing special which others are not doing. The first thing that you will experience while after joining UPES is the personality enhancement program. So it's a known fact that in present world the personality plays as important a role as the academic credentials that you carry with yourself. So to ensure that every student has got an opportunity to polish these skills, verbal, personality wise, physically, and any other uh, hindrances that he or she has been facing in the growth, we have a personality enhancement program in the first year. And to brush it up again at the final year, we have the placement selection improvement program. So at both the start of the course and at the end of the course of 5 years, you will be getting an extra help in ensuring that your personality meets up the requirement of the course as well as of the potential recruiters. So there will be help around. And apart from that, during the continuous 4 years, the rest of the activities which we will focus on or try to create for you is a mooting culture, a vibrant mooting culture. Once anyone who comes here will feel that there will be students talking in corridors about a moot problem, there will be faculty will be talking to faculty about moot problems, there will be moot problems. So moot problem is essentially a case style of problem which as lawyers you are supposed to resolve in the student life. So that's something very palpable that you will find here. Then there are other related skills of a lawyer such as client counseling. How do you talk to a client, trial advocacy, how do you extract evidence from the witnesses, how do you speak in a trial court, how do you work in a mediation environment. All this is also ensured with the help of separate dedicated committees of faculty and students, which ensure that all these activities are carried out throughout the year. And for the next 5 years, you will be enjoying all these activities happening around the year, around the clock, at different points of time. Essentially, apart from the lawyer skills in today's world, if you are looking at your growth, then you have to be a good orator generally and a good writer from the point of view of writing of case briefs or other elements. So both speaking and writing are equally important for a lawyer. To ensure that our students gain the skill in the same, we have competitions and the functions like events like parliamentary debates, writers club, which ensures various activities throughout the year, orators club wherein you are allowed to speak extempore and on the topics in a discussion mode, other clubs and co-curricular activities. There's a long list which could not be covered here. And then you have finally the dissertation, which ensures that you are writing in large scale is also as good as as qualitative as if you were had to write only a short note on a particular legal concern. Further, moving on with the legal best practices COLS, we have something called an overall performance indicator. It means that when we are selecting or when we are asking our recruiters, future recruiters, to take students from College of Legal Studies on their firms and on their companies, what we are telling them is that our student is not performing only well in case of academics. There's not only just a great CGPA, but and there is an overall performance indication. So he's doing good in moods, he's doing good in parliamentary debates, he or she is doing well in writing essays or writing judgments. So that means there is overall performance indicator, not just examination based performance indicator, which helps the recruiters understand according to their requirement which elements they are looking at, preferably from the point of view of their work culture at their organizations. Also, we have a dedicated career services department, which ensures that the maximum recruiters reach the university and take the best of the recruiters, take best of the students from College of Legal Studies. The well-organized support by faculty for placement is also there, because faculty has always been in touch with the students throughout the 5 years. So faculty has still been given a role to be played in case of placements. LMS, I've already talked about it. So it helps us in learning and information sharing consistently. The entire campus is e-campus. We have Wi-Fi enabled campuses and hostels, and the attendance system is also electronic. So once you attend a class, there is no waiting till the end of the semester to know whether you have attended the required number of classes, whether you have been absent, marked absent wrongly or rightly at different times. All you need to have is an app, and the app will tell you whether your attendance is updated or not. Also, to move beyond what we are doing as a faculty level, at the student level, at the technology level, we are also ensuring that the industry experts are coming for guest lectures here. There is collaboration in teaching and learning at the part of the faculty and the students. There is specific journals on every specialization that we are offering. So we have journals on energy laws, we have journals on information technology laws, we have journal on corporate law. So every specialization that can be thought of is having a dedicated journal as well. Journals are important because that they not only ensure that the existing knowledge is being imparted, but then growth of knowledge is also ensured with the help of journals. So a journal in, let's say, banking and insurance sector will ensure that the upcoming needs of the industry and the upcoming knowledge in the industry is also registered with the help of the articles or papers that are included in the journal. To ensure that our faculty is updated with the industry growth, we have special industry attachment programs known as Abhigyat, whereby industry interns, the faculty interns at the industries, or let's say someone will intern at RBI or SBI to understand the functioning of the same and will disseminate the same to you in the class. Application-based learning and evaluation methods are there. So if you look at our program of the dictations for the purpose of examinations, question paper style, you will always see that what we are trying to do is that help you understand that if there is a real life problem, how you will resolve that. So it's application based rather than theoretical or concept based. It is based on the problem based, application based approach that we have adopted. So we have all the faculty which is net qualified and PhDs are mostly there, which is just an confirmation of the fact that we have the quality faculty. Electronic feedback system on teachers is also available. Continuous student performance assessment is made available to the students as well as parents. There is industry oriented teachings. I have already told you the focus of the all the programs generally, and the collaboration between the lawyers that are practicing locally with the COLS to ensure that the procedural laws are taught in the procedural from the people who are practicing in the same field. Now, feedback on the faculty and the curriculum, how do we keep updating our courses is by virtue of four ways. One is faculty feedback, wherein departmental consultative committees push forward the ideas that the faculty has with respect to developing of the curriculum. Student feedback ensures that the class representative of different course coordinators tell the different course coordinator their requirements, and the same information is handed over to the head of the department to bring necessary changes in the course curriculum. Alumni feedback and employers feedback is equally important, because when someone passes out from UPES and College of Legal Studies, and then that person tells the faculty on the way back that I wish I had learned this, or this is the way you can teach it better. The same is also included through alumni meets, which are conducted consistently. Employers feedback, that is when our students are interning, or when our students are working somewhere, employers also give a feedback as to how well our students are doing in a particular field and where else do we need to work hard upon them. Let's talk something about the achievements of the last year. So there is a long list of achievements we have. We have crossed the list of awards 130 around. So there are n number of achievements that our students have been making in the past. We are very proud of the same. And let me share some of those with you for the current year at least, but which have happened in this academic year 2016 to 17. So our student has received a best entry in an international essay writing competition. We have won the National Client Counseling competition in 2016. We have been runner-up in a national trial advocacy competition. We have been semi-finalist in national trial advocacy competitions. We have got special mention and high commendation certificates in Model United Nations held this year. We have won many competitions in the Sports Fest Virudak in NLIU Bhopal. We have a student this year who has got an esteemed scholarship from University of New Hampshire, New England, recently. So these are some of the few latest achievements which we have been able to get through our students, and we are proud of them for doing so. So the entire approach, that is from the creation of the course to the upgrading of the courses to the introduction of the faculty to the upgradation of the faculty and the continuous evaluation process, results into these achievements. We are very proud of the same and proud of the students who have gone beyond the regular curriculum courses to shown their exceptional achievements in these fields as well. Now our faculty, the students, our faculty has the same achievements where they have been part of the international as well as national universities, national high class universities. Next, we have what we have done at the student level is the placements that we have achieved. The list of placements is scattered. What we am presenting right now is from the year 2012 to 2016. So in case of 2012, 13 to 2006, 15, 16, we have been showing an uptrend in the number of students placed. So 2012, 13, we were able to place 70% student. Now we have placed 90% students in this year's recruitment process that is about to end. So the commitments that we make at the start of the course are also met at the end of the course. So in the end of the course, when it comes to finding a viable job option to the students, then we are equally doing it equally well with the help of the dedicated career services team for the students. Internships are another arena of student development, which is wherein learning is done not during the classrooms but outside in the offices of the law firms, lawyers, judges, and every other possible place where law is being talked of. So in case of internships, we have been uh, successful in ensuring that our students have representation in best of the legal firms in India and best of the corporate houses, and along some of the senior advocates have also uh, been gracious enough to allow our students to allow work with them, and the list is displayed here, which includes names like Jyoti Sagar Associate Vadya Gandhi, Axis Bank, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, Mr. Pavan Duggal. Everyone is you can think of in the field of law who has some input in the context of in the growth of legal sector has been associated with through internships for the students. The major recruiters that we have right now is we have law firms, we have corporates, and senior advocates. In the law firms, the list is ever growing, but we have few mention. I'll mention few for you. Vadya Gandhi, Pursoon Law Associate, DJS, and partners. All these law firms have been coming time and again, year after year, to recruit students from us. There has been corporate houses which have been looking for students from us, and again I repeat, it's year after year. Once they have one student from College of Legal Studies, they have come again to recruit further more students from us. So we have, in case of corporates, Adani, we have Kurtz, we have Mindcrest, we have CISA Information Securities Company. So all these have been consistent recruiters throughout from the inception of the College of Legal Studies. Uh, Senior advocates have also taken their interns as well as associates from us. The list is given here. So all in all, at the start of the course or at the start of the webinar, when I told you that where all you have your job prospects, that's true, because all these places are still looking forward to people who specialize in a field which nobody else is offering them. So in case we can work hard and you're ready to do the same, and there is specialization which is being offered here, if you are eager to take it up, it will be great for us to help these recruiters find the kind of students that they are looking for and have been waiting for so long. This is what I was talking earlier, that in case of our library, and generally also we are moving towards digitization. So we are creating databases which are online, not just restricted to the physical library and the physical timings that are available during working hours or day hours, sunlight hours of the on earth. So what we are doing is that we are creating a separate law library. There is a multi-storied central library as well, which houses books from engineering, management, and law. But then there is a separate law library as well. We have plans to create a separate building for law library as well. So there is an inter-library borrowing facilities. The advantage that you have at a multidisciplinary law school is that you can study a concept of law from the books of management as well. So it helps you open up your mind to the practical aspects of the same concepts. So if you are outgoing, and if you are with that bent of mind that you need to know more, then in that case the library resources will be more than sufficient for you to be that are being offered right now. Along with that, we are very proud of the databases that we have here. The databases online that we have is Westlaw, SSC Online, Taxman, LexisNexis, EBSCO, JSTOR, AIR, and Manupatra. All these are available 24/7 to the students as well as faculty. Discussion rooms are to be available in the central library, because some of the moot problems, trial advocacy, the preparatory stages require discussion among the students. For them, separate facility has been provided. We also have WebOpic, through which you can see which books are available, which journals are available on a particular topic. So at the click, you will get to know what all resources are available on a particular topic. Also, you can ensure that whenever you need a book, you can place library holdings on the same. And if once you do that, whenever the book comes back to the library, the same will be made available to you by the librarian. I think that's all that I have for you this particular course. Now is the time for you to ask questions, and I'll respond to the same. So there is a question from Manoj, who is asking about the job opportunities. So in the job opportunities, you are saying that who studies laws in finances, for that particular student, Manoj, the answer will be that The more you are looking at, let's say, something called a payment banks in Airtel. Airtel is introducing payment banks. The more we are seeing expansion in the activities relating to banking. So it may be something called banking, or it may be something called non-banking. Let's say companies, financial companies, which are just taking money in the form of mutual funds. Anywhere where money is involved, the finances are involved, there will be job opportunities for legal people. So if you are planning to work, let's say, in a mutual funds company, or a non-banking financial company, or a bank per se, or payment banks such as Airtel or other places, there are job opportunities in this field, and they are upcoming because of technology, and are to be dealt with the legal issues. There will be upcoming legal concerns, there will be legal departments which will be requiring recruitments in this particular field in the coming future. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for your time and attention.